Welcome. Just waiting on a couple more creators here. I was so excited. One of our grandchildren got into resin, this type of resin, yesterday, and she is so excited. And I'm excited for her too because it is just such a fun, um, I don't know, it's just a fun way to create and just to bring color out. So I guess we'll just go ahead and get started, and hopefully other people will pop on as we go. So again, I'm Melody from Cape Charles Art, and yesterday we did these um, from epoxy, which I'm using in this. I'm using the Pro Marine but Pro Art resin, and it's new to me, so I'm just learning how it works. It's very similar to the other 1-to-1 ratio and all. So let's just get started by getting some of these out and seeing what they look like. We talked about yesterday, it was for beginners basically, how if when you're pouring, and I did really messy stuff, I poured all over the place. When you're pouring, you can either scrape it off while, like you're sitting it down like this, you just finished pouring it and you're waiting and you scrape it all off across. That works really well, I found. But if it doesn't come all the way off, it is so easy to peel off of I say it, no, I can't do it, to peel off of these little molds. So don't worry about, having to make it clean, because you'll mess up your designs while you're trying to clean up this. So just leave it a mess, and then the next day clean it up. I forgot to mention that. So this one's pretty. Now, this, I wish you could see, if you could see, it has a dip all the way around it. So it's given me a little ledge, which that means that I didn't put the resin fully up to the line where I could have, to allow the resin to dome, okay? So that's not a bummer for me, because I like to paint designs like my sister did the other day, palm trees or ocean scenes or whatever on these. And then you just wait and then go ahead and dome it with clear resin or maybe a little glitter resin in there. But so it's kind of a cool thing when you see that and you decide you're going to do it, leave it in the mold. It's easier to work with. You haven't lifted it off the sides. So leave it in the mold, do your little artwork, and you'll be amazed, because if you're painting with a tiny toothpick or paintbrush and you're using acrylics, that's what I paint with on these, you can just wipe it off because you're painting on resin. So you can just wipe it off super easy and redo a section. It's very simple, and you just have to like details. But once it dries, then you just put your clear resin over it, and then the next day pull it out of the mold, and you've got a very cool piece. So there's that. Welcome. Okay, let's go ahead and check out some other ones. So here's the blue pink galaxy. And ooh, this one's pretty. Neato. Now this one is interesting because you get the whole big old cutout circle. I'll have to clean that up with like a razor knife or little cuticle scissors, but the resin comes off really easy. So let me try and find something that's messy. They're all so pretty. Isn't it gorgeous? Yeah, these are great. And these molds are good. If you're new to resin, you want to look for the molds with the little holes in them, so you don't have to do the drilling afterwards to get a jump ring through and hang it on a necklace or key ring or something like that. So these are what I'm talking about. See the little tiny little post in there? That's the kind of molds that you want to look for. That's just my personal preference. So welcome. Do I have any other resin artists out there? I welcome your comments and the resin that you have found that works best for what you do. Okay, so like this. See that little piece that's hanging off there? Most of the time, you can just take it and pull it off. Okay. If for some reason you can't, you can take a pair of scissors and cut it. And then take a file and just gently go down the edges of it. This is a popsicle stick, I realize that. However, just take a file and go down the edges like that and smooth it. Problem solved. So, oh gosh, these are so pretty. Yep, it turned out really nice. So yay, Pro Marine Resin for your new Pro Art. Now, this is what I was talking about. Remember we put the glitter in? If you were here last night when we were doing this, or yesterday, felt like last night, we put the glitter in first in the bottom of the molds. And then we started dropping the black and purple and all that. And so this is actually the underneath side that we first dropped down. Look how glittery that is. And then this is the other side, which is glittery, but it's got the colors, which I think is cool because then you can wear this piece of jewelry either way, depending on what you want. I just love that. Welcome. Hello from Kentucky. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We are just going over our jewels here. So here's another one that's got that stuff hanging off of it. So just pick it off, and it doesn't, I used, for the longest time, I would use a razor knife, you know, but I cut myself so many times, it wasn't worth it anymore. So that's why I decided that the scissors and the little cuticle things work best if you can't just pick it off. So I still, confession, use the razor knife, but only on desperate times. Welcome. Okay, I've almost got all of these out of the mold. Now see, this is neat. Okay, so something is going on. Okay. This is neat. On this side, it's got that really cool mustard and gold teal. And then you go bam on that side because it's like glitter to the max. I really kind of like that. And I'm wondering what else we can do continuing in that idea. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, oh, choo, 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 choo. Look at that. It's kind of clear. It's hard to tell. Totally hard to tell. But anyway, it is, trust me. And the back is gorgeous, of course. It's like abstract art. Love that. And you know, you really are wearing art. Wearable art. My sister has a line of jewelry that she does. She's an artist, even though she doesn't want to call herself that. And it's wearable jewelry. It's wearable art. It's beautiful. And her daughter, and then one of my sons works with wood, and he's a photographer and all that. There's another one that's a photographer. My daughter's an artist as well. There's just art in the family everywhere, which I love. And then her daughter's an artist. She's a young one, and she's coming up just, you know what's neat about the younger artists is they don't really have the fear that I think adults do about trying something new. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, you know, I'm going to mess it up. But, so, okay, well, here are our beautiful, I put them on something, but I don't have anything. So here's our beautiful lot of stuff that we got. Look, this is fabulous. They can be keychains or moguls or necklaces or whatever. So That's awesome. All right, so on to the ring holder that we made. Let's check that out. Let me get rid of these. Okay. New, and I can't figure it out. When I use clear epoxy, no color, it's not clear. Is it cloudy with little tiny microscopic bubbles? Or perhaps, are you using like disposable cups, or are you using something that might have a wax in it? Because I remember I had something similar. It looked kind of weird like that. But I used a cup that had a wax in it when I was putting these little cups out with the color. And so that might be it. But other than that, I usually don't have cloudy. I have so bubbly before I've had so bubbly that it looks cloudy. So if you can look really close and see if it's micro bubbles, and if it's not, then I would check your containers for the mixing. I hope that helps. Lots of bubbles. Oh, you did use a torch. Huh. Well, then I'd have to say it has to go back to the basic temperature. You know how they say it has to be a certain, 72 degrees or thereabouts. I don't have my epoxy right here, but it says somewhere on there about the temperature, and I really don't go by that. I don't. But oh my gosh, you guys, check this out. Isn't this so pretty? And that was just the clear and the white and the gold. And if you look really close, you can see some bubbles. But frankly, I think they're beautiful. I love the way the gold just kind of drips down the side. It's fabulous. So I don't freak out about having a bubble or two. Seriously, I like it. It's art to me. It's all art. You know, if you want to have like totally free and clear of the bubbles, you really need one of those pots. Those pressure ones. I don't know how they do it. I'm kind of afraid of it. One of these days I will do it, because they can make those big chunky bookends without a bubble in it. But you have to have it in one of those pots. Oh yeah, it is. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Okay, so the next one I saw this morning as I was trying to look at it without getting into it. I was so curious. You know how it is. It's like Christmas when you've done resin. Can't wait for the morning. So I saw that I'm going to have like a huge hole to fix, which is okay. And I thought, well, maybe I'll fix it on here one of these times. But let's go ahead and look at it. This was, remember, we pulled this mold out because we needed, we had a bunch of extra resin left over, and we didn't want to waste it, right? So we decided to dump it all into here. Okay. Ooh. What's it look like? Ooh, pretty. Look at the hole on that. See the edge? So let's talk about that right now. This is UV resin tape. This is the kind I buy. This is the UV resin ramp. Resin. Kind that I have. That works for me. You want to get a nice wattage on your lamp. And what you'll do, I'll go ahead and cut it. I'm not going to do the UV part right now, but I'll go ahead and cut it and get it ready. So what I usually do is I get a large piece, and I just set it under the entire area that needs work. And then I'll peel that back and put this under each section that needs the individual work. That one I can reach both sides and peel. So I've got 2 layers of tape right there. And I can move this bottom layer onto the other side when I go to fix this mess. So I don't have to keep using more new tape. This tape will last for so many different times around this one and other ones. So then once I've got that set, I would drip my UV resin. I would hit it with this UV light. Drip this right there. Use a toothpick to form around the edge that I want, and then hit it with the light. If I want to add color in that, then I would go ahead and match whatever color I've got in a little side dish, and then mix it in with the UV resin, and then go ahead and do it like that and hit it. But remember, when you do add color to the UV resin, it's going to take longer to cure. So, but that's how I'm going to fix this. And they turn out just fine. So it's a good way to save. Don't get discouraged if something doesn't come out of your mold right and it looks like it's ruined. You can always use it for another piece of art somewhere. So, welcome. Thank you. Oh, that's perfect then. Yeah, I do this a lot. Fix a lot. So, okay, so this is the bottom of the trinket box. Or this is the trinket box, I guess. This is looking pretty good. I love the trinket box molds. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get them. And if you're new to resin, get the simple ones first. This heart-shaped one is fairly simple. It doesn't have a lot of curves and sharp edges. That is fabulous, darling. That one turned out so cool. And the black actually has begun to look more like the purple, so that's neat. Yeah, and with the lid, without the tape mess, it's going to be cute. A little. So, I call that a success. The last thing we're going to talk about is what I did to this, which is overfill. See how I went over? You can overfill intentionally for a time, and it will just dome. It'll just kind of give it a nice little dome. But if you overfill and it goes all the way over, then you've got to work with your edges. So when you get close to the top, that's when you can slow down, breathe, and just do a little bit at a time and let it get that nice dome. It's very pretty, and it gives a nice finish to jewelry. So there's that. Okay, so I've got some resin sitting out. I want to get it mixed up. Sorry guys, let's see. Oh, I bought a box with 7 pieces to fit together. Quickly learned I wasn't ready. Yeah, I know. I've done the same thing. So these are cool too, those molds with the little holes in them. I would definitely pick that up if you like jewelry and making jewelry. And the other is these ring holders. Oh my gosh, so fun. I've used this set, I think it's four ring holders in a set. But I've used this set several times. I've washed it once. I'm not a big washer-outer person. I don't like to do that because it seems like after you do that, you need to use that mold release. But I washed them out and it came out perfect. So, and I got those on Amazon, by the way. And they're just beautiful and they're fun to make. So let me get rid of this so I don't. Okay. And I found one one wide stick. So remember, we want to put that loose, light one in first, so the heavy will carry itself down to the bottom, and the light doesn't have to fight its way to the bottom. Lightweight. I am messy. It's all fun. It is. I love it. I'm very tempted not to do that box today, but to cover that one painting I just finished. That's how I get. But then it's also very cool when you just go for it. It's like, whatever, just do it. You know it's going to look better. That's the thing. I am going to get sticks, stir sticks, this week. It's not like it's a rare thing, but for some reason, I can't seem to find any. I'm going to stir this slowly. And the reason I'm saying that is my sweet niece. She is an artist as well. And bless her heart, she suffered through a video, at least some of it, that I did. And her question was, I don't know if she's here or not, but her question was, why do you stir so fast? You know, is there a reason? And then she had another question, I can't remember what it was, but anyway, I remembered I was stirring fast, and partly it's because I was nervous, to tell you the truth. This is still very new to me, so that's part of it. The other part was I was stirring with a chopstick, and I thought, well, it's so thin in diameter, you know. I thought I've got to whip it or something. But seriously, I think most of it was probably just that I was nervous. But I appreciated the comment. I did. It's nice. It's like I have a notification with a comment. Nobody goes there. You know? Welcome. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. So I don't know if anyone out there does lives, but it's an experience in itself. I'm telling you. There's a lot to learn. And you know, like yesterday I blinded everybody with a whiteboard underneath my molds, and I apologize. So I got gray this time. But you know, you don't know unless you're trying, right? I mean, not everybody knows everything instantly. This is getting better. I'm at stage 2 is what I call it. Then stir. Oh, okay. I've seen people do that. My thing is, I would look at it, and if I put those things side by side, I would be thinking, which one was that? What did I put in first? And though you do know that you put the light in first, and if you did it all the time like that, then you would just obviously know you got to add the rest. So that makes sense. I always wonder why I end up with, like I go through gallons of resin, and yet you think you measure evenly, but I always end up with one that has a considerable amount more. I don't know why. You know, that's really kind of smart. It saves you some time. Yeah, right? It's like the one sock in the dryer. It's like, what? Okay, it's getting there. It's getting clearer. It's probably not as warm as it should be in this area where I'm working. I'm thinking that might have something to do with it still having quite so many bubbles. So we're just going to keep mixing it. It's cool to know so many people that work with resin. I'm telling you, I know TikTok has its flaws like all social media, platforms, but there is a really cool network of artists on here. I think there's something like 40 million or something. I heard that. I'm not sure if that's true. Just saying. Okay, if you don't see any little strings, you're probably good. Let's set it aside and let it sit there and think about what it wants to become. And then I'm going to get that other painting and see if I was looking at different molds while that resin's sitting there, and I really like this one, the Love mold, because there is enough room to put your seashells and sand at the bottom and then do your ocean colors at the top, and it turns out really pretty. This one says for clay only, that I wrote there because I torched it and ruined it, but I have another one. But anyway, so don't do that. If you're moving your torch fast and high. But anyway, it's really a good medium mold where it does take a little bit of resin, but not like those huge bricks, because resin can be expensive. And it's fun where it has enough room that you can actually play around and do stuff with. And that's what I look for in the mold too, that we can mess around with it and see what happens. This one has a little butterfly stuck in there. So it's got some resin. Haven't used these in a while, so I don't know if I've got enough resin. I'm pretty sure I don't, to make 4, so we'll just do what we can. So this is like 80% alcohol. I'm just going to wipe the molds a little bit with this to make sure that there's no dust and grime, hair, and the alcohol, because it makes it dry fast. Okay. A little t-shirt down here. T-shirts are good. They don't leave lint. All right, so I think we'll do this one and maybe that one if we have enough, but I doubt it. So, all right. That resin looks pretty good. Welcome, not moguls. Oh, I got it. Thank you. Yeah, I knew that didn't sound right. Hold on, I gotta get water. Appreciate ya. That's funny. Yeah, I am becoming my mother day by day, and I'm proud of it, I guess. All right, let's look at our resin one more time. It's still so bubbly, isn't it? How many people think it might be because I left this unfinished wood stick in it while it was trying to cure? Because I do that all the time. But as I think about it, I mean, that's why we seal our wood when we're going to put resin on it, right? Because the wood is porous. And it has all these little pockets that air just wants to come out of. So I bet I was sabotaging my own resin. What do you think? I think I'm going to go ahead and pour them into these little cups. And we'll add color to our cup. I think one we should do some alcohol ink in it and see what happens. And you know, I always like to leave some resin because you never know what you might need. Just leave it, set it off to the side. I like to leave it nice and clear because that way it can go either way. It can be colored or it can just be like I explained. If you leave a stripe of clear, then other colored resin can come in and vie for position in there, and they make their own cool little swirls and color combinations. So that's always exciting to see in the clear. So I like to leave some clear. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just start figuring out what color is going to be good. Let's see. Purple. I have purple. That's perfect. I love it. All right. Purple. We're going to go ink on that, on the purple. These are the ones that I cut when I didn't need to cut, I think, and made just a mess of my new alcohol inks. Okay, I think I counted 6 drops. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm thinking. Ooh, that's beautiful. That's alcohol ink. Okay, that's pretty. So you notice that's purple, but it's also transparent, which I love, actually. Sometimes you want that, sometimes you don't. If you don't, I would go for the purple acrylic paint. Okay, so there's our purple, and it's transparent. What else do we need? Throw me a color. Any color, any color. Smokey the dog and Pet Mom. Welcome. Hey Smokey, you've got a color you like? Oh, someone said gold. Gold is always good. Yes, ma'am, sir, whatever. Okay, we're going to go gold pigment because this cannot be beat. This is my all-time favorite. And I will show you which one it is. So you can buy some because this whole brand, I have not found a bad one yet. They're very, just beautiful. Anyway, that's the name brand. Unicorn art. Unicorn, not corn. Interesting. So anyway, there's that. It's good. Very good. All right, so there's the gold. And that is so rich. Ooh, it's flying around. Purple and gold. Someone's thinking royalty. That's fabulous. I like that. There's your gold. I can feel this resin is getting warm in my hands, so that's beautiful. It's getting ready. One more color. I have purple, I have gold. I guess it would be black or white, or is it clear with some glitter or something obnoxious? Purple, gold, white. We got white. Okay. Let's see. I think I am going to put clear in first. And then I'm going to put some gold and purple. Let's put the purple in next. Let's put purple on 1/2, kinda. That's very transparent. And then some gold on the other. Ooh, look how rich that is. We need to darken up that purple though. But maybe not. Don't know. And you said white, so let's see what the white alcohol ink does. If I can find it. Let's see. Here it is. That's interesting. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I wish you could see it better. So what's happening is when I drop the white on, let's see, do I have a, hold on. All right, can you see it now? Isn't that weird how the white circles have begun to get like a, ooh, it's gonna go tipping over the side. All right, so there's that. So let me add some color to it. Ooh, that's pretty. It's kind of like doing a pour. Like tipping it all over the place, and it's starting to look like one of those acrylic pours. So that's neat. Isn't resin a blast? You just never know what's going to happen in there. Let's add some more stuff. Let's put some purple over here. No rhyme or reason. I'm not going to have enough to do a ring holder. This coaster mold does hold quite a bit. So I decided to make dots in them. Check that out. Let's roll this down a little bit and see what it looks like when it gets to the end. That one's done. And now we'll roll it back and see. Ooh, this is so cool looking, isn't it? Oh, I kind of like that. I'm going to just put some purple down here. Get rid of these, whatever that is. That's what's so fun about resin is you just do whatever you want. That you can't be wrong. It's your art. Have fun with it. And just play in it. Otherwise, you'll never know what it can do, you know? Now look, all of a sudden it looks like there's red in there in some areas because it's mixed with the gold, and that makes it the orange red. It's mixing in with the clear that we first put in as well. How cool is that? I like it. Let's do something with this. We don't want it the same, but we want it similar. I need some more resin in there, so let's go ahead and just keep adding to this one. I might do the same to the other because it needs it needs some more. It's got to come up a little bit more to the edge. That's pretty. Let's do that. It was pretty, but hey, it's got to come up more. Want it nice and full. I hope you guys play in your resin today. I hope this encourages somebody to get out their resin and just get messy in it and have a blast. I love the color combination. Thank you, people. I just get lost in pouring. I love seeing everybody's stuff that they do. I will wait, the whole time to watch a demolding of resin pieces. I'm serious. Okay, I don't want to use this little tiny toothpick. I'm going to use something that makes a bigger impact. So a skewer. And I want to put some white right in the middle. Oops, I missed the middle. That's okay. Let it sit there for a second. See how it moves? It's very cool. Kind of looked like an octopus to me, so I thought I'd go with it for a second and see what happens. And seriously, that's how most of my art is born, is what does it look like? And I start off with that direction, and then the next thing I know, it's like, that's not right. And I'm totally someplace else. But it's cool, I love it. Look how pretty. Just amazing. Just a little touch here and there can make such a difference, good and bad. Very pretty. Now I don't know what's going on the underneath side of this. I'm sorry I left you guys. I was so quiet. I was totally into my resin. So I don't know what's going on underneath side of this, but I do like what I see at the top. So on that, I'm going to just leave it as it is. This one definitely looks like it needs more resin. So, sadly, I've got clear, I've got that. Let's do this again because I really like that purple combination. And I've got some purple here. Some extra resin. Yeah, now see the resin now Looks pretty good. Still has bubbles though, interestingly enough. Welcome. So we're just playing in resin today. Seriously playing in resin. You know, I really want some other like blue or something, don't you? For a ring holder. I think I can make a ring holder out of what I've got left. So that purple's awful dark and the gold's really pow. What do you think? Let's go with the orchid and just toss some of that in there. And some white. Silver, that would have been so good. I can still do it. Silver and gold? Or just silver and purple? Because I can definitely pour my gold back in here. I need to fill this area, which is sad because I liked it. But that's okay. It'll be pretty later. I'm just totally rude now. Okay, this is what I do. See right there? I need to walk away. But, you know, you can't help it. You got to add more to it. You can't leave it half full, right? So I have this very random section now. I'd like to kind of make it a little more cohesive. Oh, that's cool. Oh, see, now that was going to be an accident, but I really think it turned out better. Very pretty. Yeah, I can play in resin all day. Yep. So I have some silver somewhere. I just don't know where I put it. And I am a mess, so let me get this off. Well, my life is almost over and I'm not quite done, so let me move it up a little bit, step it up, and just dawdle in. Alright, so there's those mica flakes. Those will, look at them, they just float all over the place. They'll blow everywhere. Be careful, but they're pretty. So we just throw it in there. The resin is actually starting to get thicker, like it's done, fixing to be done. So I want a little bit of this in the ring holder. Remember, we want to make sure that you can see all the way to the bottom that there is blue or whatever, silver, whatever color you got. It's best to put a color up there that you can see so you can make sure you've got all of your bubbles out. Like right now, it's just not cooperating. Hard to see. Okay. That's good. Okay, on the ring holders, you can do it any way you want. So, I think I'll just do it with this, and then we'll stick some purple and gold down in it. Maybe gold. I don't know. I think the purple and silver would be very pretty. I need my gloves on. Just see how it falls through. So what we have right now is the silver and then the purple. Do I put gold? I know, me too, I can't wait. Darn, I did it again. Let me get a wipe. Yeah, I love the reveal. It's the first thing I do in the morning before I even come downstairs. When I've done resin the night before, is I come into my studio and I start taking them apart. And this new resin, this Pro Art, it really doesn't seem to take as long as their Pro Marine regular resin. I don't know if that's a fact, but that's how it feels. So, I mean, I came in here and I could touch it like 4 hours later or something, and the other one, it would still have been tacky. So maybe it was warmer last night or something, but I don't know. It sure dried fast. So, okay, I got to get these in these molds because it's getting kind of thick and hot, and we have not blown or torched these, so I'm going to go ahead and do that a little bit. And remember, you're not hitting it with the flame, you're just wanting the heat to get it, and just pop those bubbles like that. That does not appear to have a lot of bubble in it, so yay. Okay, let's go ahead and just put more, no gold, absolutely. More silver. And just push that purple down with that silver and make it orchid. Ooh, that's gorgeous. See, and this is where I need to just leave it alone. Step away. Right, but I don't care. I don't want it just to be a stripe. So I just want to poke it down a little bit. Just stick it, slide it down the edge. I'll just do it one more time over here. Now I'll leave it alone. It'll do its own little thing. That's what resin does. It starts doing its own. Well, wait, there isn't. Well, maybe I should. All right, one more time. I know, guys. It's like, don't touch it. But I love it with streaks because as it sets, they're still doing a chemical reaction with this. So your resin's still moving around. It's very active. And you really never know what you're coming back to. You think you know what you did. But sometimes it's like, wow, that was different. Okay, so that's pretty. All right, so I have a little bit more resin, and I've got to do something with it. Find something. No, this box. So you don't want to start the bottom of the box without having the lid to start on as well. So I had to find where that lid is. So I'm just going to throw this. Look how thick it is. This is, you are like almost done. So get it out, get it into your molds, and let it run down into the little areas so you don't get any bubbles. And since it is that thick, remember we don't have enough to actually fill this. We're just going to not waste our resin. So we pour whatever resin we have left over in there and wait each time, add some more resin to it. and it turns out pretty cool. Okay, and now I want to paint inside that little lid because I don't want to have to deal with those bubbles again. So I'm going to just scoop some of this up and flip this lid inside out basically in some areas and just paint my resin in there. And make sure that I get in those places. And like I said before, it is messy. It's getting all over the lid. I can clean up most of it before I leave it. But what doesn't clean up, you can just peel off. So don't worry about that. So just get in there. And I think I want to do some color too. Now remember, it's easier to see if you can get some color in there to see if there's bubbles hiding. Now it doesn't matter how long I have to wait to add the next resin because all of that's going to be solid. That looks pretty good. And I'm throwing this brush out, by the way, just so you know. The gold and that purple makes the prettiest, amazing color over here. Look, it's like not even purple anymore. So anyway, while I'm finishing this up, I just want to say thank you to everyone that hung out with me today in my studio and played in resin. And I'm proud of everyone that just went for it and tried it. And I would encourage everyone that's interested and curious about resin to go for it. Get some resin. Have fun with it. Don't be afraid that it's not going to turn out perfectly, and I can guarantee you it won't turn out perfectly. It might. But usually no, not at first, and that's okay. Just try it again. You know, just keep doing it. Don't let it get you down. It's a new thing, but seriously, it's nothing to be afraid of. It's totally worth it. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you tomorrow for a reveal, but if not, then it'll probably be Thursday. So love and light to everyone. Bye.